Alright, welcome to the second half of this battle for the past between Wood Elves and Orcs and Goblins, 3,000 points. We're starting with the same picture, with the crush of Orcs and Goblins rushing right up through the middle of my forces, making things pretty darn tough for me to handle. So, after this beginning of round 4, what we're looking at here is my turn. I shoot my 14 shots from this hill at his boar boys, and I'm able to kill 2 of them. They're frenzied, so they don't run away, but it's good. It protects me quite a bit there. I've moved my Wardancers up so that I can either defend or get a charge in on his general. His general and the unit of savages there have beat my Treeman, which was in the center, pretty soundly, overrun into my other Treeman. The savages he pursues second, and they stumble on themselves and run into the general. Don't get to attack. On my left flank, I've charged his goblins here. I do not make it, and he throws out some fanatics. You can see how many have died, and luckily I made a whole bunch of ward saves, so they all would have died, but I rolled this many 6s and 5s. It was pretty fantastic. And that last one, I also had charged my Wild Riders into his big unit of Savage Orcs. That was me in frustration, just throwing it out there as a Hail Mary pass. Over here on this side, I'm now in combat with my Treeman and my Unicorn and Spellweaver. I buffed the Spellweaver +3 attacks, +3 strength this round, and I do a whole host of wounds. These guys are stubborn, rerollable 9 because of the general and BSB, and they stick around, but I did something on the level of 17 or 19 wounds. Pretty happy with that. You can see my 5 Dryads in the near ground. My Wild Riders have fled, and he's got my standard there. My Glade Riders are there to redirect. His Savage Orcs, which are right next to his general, are stuck against his general, and it'll take him a round or 2 of positioning to get out of there. And this is now his turn, so he's repositioning here. He's just starting his turn, and I'm feeling pretty confident. Now it's just my Treeman versus his general. I still have 4 wounds left. It's going to be a 3 or 4 wounds. It's going to be a very difficult combat, but I think that I can hold out here. I've moved my BSB up, which I made the mistake of the first time. I have my BSB out of range, so I did not get to reroll my stubborn, which is a huge mistake on my part, and that's why I lost. One of the reasons I lost my first Treeman, he ran away. So at his charges, he charges with his black orcs at my Glade Riders. I flee. He runs in here. He passes all of his dangerous terrain checks. Might have lost 2 guys and did 1 wound on his BSB. He also redirected into my unit of Glade Guard. So all of these guys are running away. You can see my Wild Riders have been charged again by Savage Orcs. They're already fleeing, so they flee again. They will never rally, surprise of surprises, but luckily they do not flee off the board. My Glade Riders will rally quickly, and my Glade Guard will rally eventually. So I don't lose any points with these guys, which is good. Luckily, we have the nice long board, so I have a lot of room to play with. But, so we're looking here. He was going to charge me, but these guys squabbled. Unfortunately for him, that was only a second squabble roll throughout the whole game. That's all he had. It was very fortunate. He had a lot of great rolling, dropped a lot of rocks, did a lot of damage. So this combat, this is now the second round of combat that we've had. He's charged his troll in. He's now lost the big goblin battle, and my Treeman and Spellweaver are charging to the rear of this unit of savages, holding them back. My Treeman's now down to 1 wound, but I've been able to kill the Wyvern out from under him, and now I'm getting to do Thunderstomp attacks on his general, which is great. Really, really great for me. We're now at the beginning of turn 5. I rally with my Glade Riders. I bring them around to out of the charge arc of his Savage Orcs here, but right in front of his black orcs, just to make them think. I've charged my general's unit into his unit of savages, and I've charged these 5 dryads into this unit of night goblins. I'm really happy with my dryads. I think they are probably my cheapest, best unit, and they're just fantastic. I'm looking to build a 3rd unit so I can run 3 units of 12. I think they're just great, powerful, mobile. They're good weapon skill, great initiative, good strength, and with their ward save against most stuff, it's really great. And for their cost, I can win a lot of battles, take out a lot of stuff, and it's great. So you can see these guys, they're still fleeing. They haven't rallied the Glade Guard yet. I come into this, I lose 4 of my Wardancers, but I'm able to just mete out a huge number of wounds. The coin there means that I have +3 strength, +3 attacks on my general Wardancer. And I've just done a ton of wounds on his savage orcs. You can see that in the last one, my Treeman has killed the general. His troll runs away, and now the Treeman's conspicuously gone. He drops another rock, and this is the 4th or 5th out of 5 or 6 times that he got direct hits. It was fantastic. Did not blow up either of his catapults, but finally kills my other Treeman, so that's a huge bonus for him. No, I mean, the Treemen are really powerful. It wouldn't necessarily win this battle, but it would be great to have him in combat. This is now his turn. So he's just done that. He's charged his BSB into the flank of my Wardancers and challenged my general. He does 1 wound, but my general's able to kill his BSB. As you can see, all the rest of my Wardancers are dead, but with my Treeman and my Spellweaver in the back, they're able to just keep whittling these down and just doing a lot of damage with the attacks, with the stomps, everything. My general is just awesome. I mean, I still am buffed from the it's not Wissen's wild form, but the +3 strength, +3 attacks, and I'm just able to just get a whole bunch of overkill points, which is fantastic. I win this battle easily. I pursue but do not catch them, and I think they flee off the board the next round, which is fine with me. My hope is to then be able to charge in round 6 into the catapult up here, but that is not meant to be. But that's okay. That's okay with me. I'm pretty happy with where things are going. In the center of the field, we keep fighting, and I lose my Spellweaver to a Irresistible Force to buff my general again, but that's okay. I give him +3 toughness, help him survive, make him a little bit more survivable, and she blows herself up, which is fine. Unironically, I make my 2 ward saves with my on my Treeman, but not on her, so she dies from a strength 10 hit with her last wound. But I'm able to win this combat. I break them and I pursue and catch them. It doesn't show their standard, but I do have the BSB with my general. It does line me up for a countercharge from this chariot in the background, but I'm not too worried. He only has 1 wound, and I've got +3 toughness and ward saves, and I'm pretty confident I'll still get strike first. He will get his impact hits, but that's okay. I'm just directing my shooting at his black orcs in the middle. I'm not able to kill any. He's not moving, so he doesn't take any dangerous terrain checks. In the very near right corner, you can see his savage orcs. They're going to end up charging in his turn 6. They're going to charge my Glade Guard up there. Here you can see it a little bit better. They've turned and faced. They're going to charge my Glade Guard standing in front of the hill. Sorry about the blurry picture. The Glade Guard are going to flee. They do not flee off the board. And this is nearly where the game ends. And I'm pretty happy with stuff. I whittle him down with quite a few more things. None of my guys have fled off the board. That's round 6. So what that means is I don't flee anymore. My general's still alive. I've lost my BSB. He dropped a rock direct hit. That was around 4 or something. Forgot to mention that. But it ended up, I was certain at the beginning of turn 4 that the Wood Elves had met their match and that they were done for. However, that was not to be. The mighty Elven general, she carried through, survived to the end, and did her thing, kept the whole dream alive. It ended up being a pretty solid victory to me. I had right around 2,300 points. That's not counting the BSB that I won or the other standard. And I lost just under 1,500 points. So, it wasn't quite double, so it's not a massacre, but it was a good, solid victory. I was really happy. I really like this list. It's good and fighty, and it's a lot of fun to play. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day.